The Empire is on the brink of war. The rashness of one nation is threatening the stability of the entire continent. Someone has to intervene. That someone is you. Dawn of Peacemakers is a cooperative campaign game by Sami Laakso and Snowdale Design. You may know Sami as the designer and publisher of the deck-building game Tale of Merchants. Dawn of Peacemakers is a different kind of game, but it is set in the same world and features the same animal nations. Sami was kind enough to lend me a preview copy of the game. All components you see on the video are prototype components and may not reflect the finished game. In particular, the character standees will be replaced with miniatures. In the campaign game, players are peacekeepers. The first scenario, for example, is a small skirmish between two opposing forces across a river. Players start on a bridge between the two forces and they win if the two sides are both ready to withdraw from the battle. What does that mean then? Each side has a motivation track. When the motivation is at least 3, they are eager to fight. When the motivation is 1 or 2, the side is ready to withdraw or make a truce. When the motivation is 0, the side will surrender immediately. The goal is to have both sides ready to withdraw. Having a side surrender is a loss. Players must strive for a result where neither side feels they've won the fight. Motivation is mostly lost when units are lost. In the first scenario, one of the sides starts with more motivation. This sets the stage. Players must protect the other side from being overrun and help them inflict losses on the more motivated side. Your peace process does involve a little bit of coordinated violence. Players are severely limited in their resources. This is nicely balanced with different player counts. If you have 1 or 2 players, you will be able to do more, but more is required from you. With 4 players, you can influence on a wider area on the board, but individual players can do less. In order to reach the desired result, players can scheme. Food poisoning is a favorite card of ours. It does a good job of softening combatants when used at the right moment. Influence is also a key action. With influence, you can look at the army's orders and reorder them. That's very helpful. After players have done their turns, the armies move. The armies work in a clever way. It's fully automatic with no decisions from players involved, and unless the players spend their cards influencing the orders, the armies can bring nasty surprises to the players. The campaign missions start simple and add more elements in each mission. There are 12 missions and the final missions get a lot more complicated than the first ones. There are story details that carry over between missions. Success gives a small reward for the next mission, a loss means a small penalty. The army leaders can be defeated, in which case they won't appear in future scenarios. So, Dawn of Peacemakers is not quite a legacy game, but your campaigns will shape up in a slightly different manner each time. Mechs vs Minions is a good comparison. This game is built in a similar way. You'll be adding more content after each campaign mission and you can replay the campaign as many times as you wish. There's also a skirmish mode for 2 players where each player leads an army. This is a simple tactical combat mode where the order cards from the army phase are not drawn blind from the deck, but instead chosen by the army commanders and then resolved just as in the campaign game. Is Dawn of Peacemakers a good game? Yes. I generally don't like co-op games and don't want to commit to a campaign game. We never finished our Pandemic Legacy campaign, for example. Mechs vs Minions was an exception to this rule and Dawn of Peacemakers will be another one. After my few initial plays, I'm looking forward to playing a complete campaign. Trying to get the 2 armies to hurt each other enough, but not too much, was an interesting challenge as your means are very limited. The task was fun to puzzle out together as a group and we had a really good time with the game. I wasn't sure if I wanted to back this game despite Sami's reputation, but this chance to try the game out converted me to a day 1 backer. Sami is doing a great job here and I'm really looking forward to seeing the finished game.